Hey everybody, hope you're all having an excellent day. Today I'm going to briefly talk about the autism spectrum, like how it's perceived versus how it actually is. There's a tendency for non-autistic people to view the autism spectrum in a linear fashion, from less autistic to more autistic, or from high functioning to low functioning. Now, this approach is inaccurate and problematic for several reasons. For one thing, human beings, especially autistic human beings, we're complex. You can't just box us into simple categories. It's just not how the world works. And also, these labels themselves cause problems. For example, the high functioning label, though it may be viewed as a compliment, can actually be problematic because it can be used to belittle the struggles that autistic people face and potentially to deny us accommodations. For people who are like me, who are verbal and who have a moderate to high level of intelligence and who can take care of themselves, the high functioning label can be used kind of as an excuse to be like, you're smart, your autism isn't that bad, just grow a pair and deal with it. Unfortunately, you can't just grow a pair when your environment is not suited to the way your nervous system works. Mainstream society is made to accommodate to non-autistic people. So things that can be like too loud or too bright can be very distressing, so we need accommodations. And this whole high functioning label, it doesn't help us out at all by any means. On the other end, this low functioning label could be even worse because the low functioning label is often used for autistic people who are either nonverbal, have an intellectual disability, or both. And this mindset can be used to remove or eliminate our autonomy and set very low standards for what we can do in the future. If you see someone who's low functioning, the mindset could be like, this person can't talk, they can't really do very much, so why bother helping them? Just put them in an insane asylum. I'm sure not very many people say that directly, but that's kind of the implication. But here's the deal. Just because someone is nonverbal or has an intellectual disability, that doesn't mean that they're incapable of doing things. Like, take for example, Carly Fleischman. She is a well-known, nonverbal, autistic self-advocate. Living proof that you don't need to use your voice box in order to have a voice. So if the linear model is inaccurate and potentially dehumanizing, what other choice is there? I suggest that more people view the autism spectrum like Chloe Hayden does. I remember seeing this in one of her videos. Chloe Hayden views the autism spectrum as like a color palette or a shop full of cakes. Every color and every cake flavor is equally valid, and there's no better or worse flavors or colors. For example, maroon is not more or less of a color than aquamarine, and red velvet is not more or less of a color than German chocolate. They're all valid in their own way. Autism is the exact same way. The main difference regarding autistic people is the frequency and intensity of autistic characteristics, such as stimming or echolalia or any other autistic characteristic. That is the true difference, and how obvious these characteristics are to outsiders. Every autistic person is equally valid and equally autistic in their own unique way.